coming up next. She's back with us. That's right. It is Manndie Tingler, the mom that loves to show how cannabis and executive lifestyle all go hand in hand with her fancy little High at 9 news jacket. Oh, yeah, that's right. What do you got for us today, Manndie?
Thanks. I'm super glad to be back from Spain. I can't tell you guys how much I missed all of you. And thanks for noticing this spicy new jacket today. Today's article that I'm presenting comes from The Guardian, and it's talking to us a little bit about what's happening in Australia. The headline reads, Australia spends billions failing to police cannabis that earns black market a $25 billion a year, Green says. Australia's cannabis industry could be earning the black market $25 billion a year. Rather than policing it, we should be gaining revenue from its legalization, Green Senator David Shobrig has said. Law enforcement is spending billions of public dollars failing to police cannabis, and the opportunity here is to turn it all on its head by legalizing it, he said. In an answer to a question from Showbridge during Senate estimates on how much cannabis Australians consumed, the Australian Criminal Intelligence Commission provided data from the nation's wastewater, which found 14.6 kilograms of THC, the psychoactive compound in cannabis, per 1,000 people per year. The Parliamentary Budget Office estimates the average street price of ganja to be 13.4 a gram, better than California right now. And their wastewater data is extrapolated across their entire population and using the same methodology as well as a higher end estimate of how much THC was in the average cannabis haul. Showbridge and his team arrived at their $25 billion figure. These numbers reinforce the analysis we've received from the Parliamentary Budget Office that legalizing cannabis can bring in $28 billion in public revenue in the first decade, Showbridge said. If the ACIC is right about the amount of cannabis consumed every year, then it's likely the public revenue we can gain from legalizing it will be even higher than the figures show. Legalizing cannabis would be a win-win or the NSW senator argued, freeing up law enforcement resources, bringing in tax revenue for the government, and the policing of young people, First Nations communities, people with disabilities, and marginalized groups over a plant. The Green Justice spokesperson has announced he will be introducing legislation to legalize cannabis in Australia, mirroring the Canadian model, where it can be purchased by adults from licensed dealers and government-run stores. Wastewater in regional areas was found to have higher levels of THC than the capital cities, a 0.025 kilogram per 1,000 people per day, compared with 0.015 kilogram to 1,000 people per day, according to the ACIC. According to the most recent Australian Institute of Health and Welfare survey, cannabis is the most widely consumed illicit drug in Australia, with 36% of its respondents over 14 years old admitting that they have used it in their lifetime, and 11.6 within the last year. The number of people using cannabis across their lifetime is also growing. As 2023 begins, we have a small favor to ask. Our new year means new opportunities, and we are hoping this year gives rise to some of the much-needed stability and progress. Whatever happens, The Guardian will be there, providing, this is the bottom of The Guardian article. I apologize for that. But you guys, this is actually, slow movement as far as I'm concerned with Australia. It seems to be that they're very forward thinking when it comes to doing all kinds of clinical testing and really moving the needle forward with psychedelics. And so to me, it's a little bit interesting that they seem to be behind the times when it comes to cannabis. Anybody else have any feedback about Australia? This is Manndie for High at 9.